Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video we have the Rework update for this week. A ton of news came out today for WoW for 10.07. We have a release date that's March 21st, and then some news for 10.1 and cinematic for 10.1. Just tons of stuff came out today, but I wanted to touch on the Paladin Rework first because I just had done a video about the talent, and these notes basically make that video worthless. So I just wanted to get this out there with more accurate information. That video is obviously pretty much defunct at this point. So let's start here with the Paladin changes. This is the blue notes. I think there might be some stuff that was data mined that's not in here, but we'll just go with the actual blue notes that are like the official ones. So Of Dusk and Dawn has been redesigned. When you cast 3 Holy Power generating abilities, you gain Blessing of Dawn. When you consume Blessing of Dawn, you gain Blessing of Dusk, I think that's supposed to be. I believe that's the same. Blessing of Dawn has been redesigned. Your next Holy Power spending ability deals 20% additional increased damage or healing, and 10% for Retribution specialization. This effect stacks 2 times. Divine Purpose, heavily nerfed. Proc rate chance reduced to 10%, and bonus damage reduced to 10%. Heavily nerfed Divine Purpose. Blinding Light will now be removed from the target if they suffer holy damage. Consecration damage will continue to not break Blinding Light. Tooltip will be updated, so Blinding Light receives a nerf. That's mostly PvP related, but there are instances where that could be useful outside of PvP. Unbound Freedom is now located on the class tree for Retribution and Protection only, so everything but Holy. Healing Hands is now a shared node with After Image for Retribution specializations only, so that just means that After Image is down in the bottom leftish, and Healing Hands was in like the mid left, top left, and now that's a choice node down in the bottom left. Retribution. Improved Crusader Strike is now granted when choosing Retribution specialization. That just makes it a base ability. New talent, Crusading Strike. Crusader Strike replaces your auto attacks and generates 1 holy power every 2 attacks. That's actually the same. New talent, Heart of the Crusader. Crusader Strike and auto attacks deal 10% increased damage and have a 10% increased critical strike damage. New talent, Blessed Champion. Crusader Strike and Judgment hit an additional 2 targets for 60% damage. This is actually one of the bigger choices that's not a nerf. Basically, there was 2 separate nodes for Crusader Strike and Judgment, and now they're on the same node. So instead of it costing 4 points, it costs 2 points. This is kind of what I was hoping for, actually, regarding this. Looks like they've crossed this out, so I assume that means it's been removed. So Divine Retribution, haste increased by 2%, and Divine Storm, Blade of Justice deal 5% critical strike damage. That's crossed out, so I assume again it's removed. Holy Crusader looks to be removed. Commanding Judgment seems to be removed as well, judging by the crossout. New talent, Divine Arbiter. Abilities that deal Holy Strike damage deal 10% increased damage, and your abilities that deal Holy Strike damage grant you a stack of Divine Arbiter. At 25 stacks, next damaging single target Holy Power ability causes Holy Strike damage to your primary target, and Holy Strike damage to enemies within 6 yards. It was 50 stacks. So the change there is a slight buff to Divine Arbiter. New talent, Vanguard of Justice. So this is the one I did a video about, that the video is completely worthless now. Your damaging Holy Power abilities cost 1 additional Holy Power and deal 25% increased damage. Was 33%. So it's nerfed, and it's only a 1-point node now. In my opinion, this is probably just a dead thing. Pretty stupid, honestly. Just get rid of it. I did a whole video about it. The ability to move it up to 5 and the damage being really higher was really good. This is stupid. Honestly, if I have to play with this, I'm going to be so mad at the Ret community. If this becomes something I have to take and I have to do 4 Holy Power for barely any increase of damage because people complained about this, it's so frustrating to me. It's very frustrating. This is a frustrating change. New talent, Templar Strikes, a 2-part combo. They changed it from 3 parts basically to 2 parts. Again, this was in my video as well. I talked about this. I hate this change as well. It honestly doesn't matter because of the Vanguard of Justice change. It doesn't matter as much, but yeah, it's this one's kind of frustrating as well. Expurgation has been adjusted. Your Blade of Justice causes the target to burn for it's crossed out, so 70% of the damage dealt over 6 seconds. I think that number just changed and they didn't put the number in. I think I might have read it was 60% now or something, but So Xperg was nerfed, I believe. Again, I don't know that for sure. I read the data mining stuff too. Art of War has been adjusted. Your auto attacks have a 20% chance to reset. Was 15. They keep gyrating this between 15 and 20. So it's back up to 20% now. Wake of Ashes damage nerfed by 18%, and its cooldown reduced to 30 seconds. That's been the case though. Justicar's Vengeance now heals for 6% of your maximum health instead of based on damage dealt. So that I think ends up being a nerf for most people. Justicar's Vengeance now deals 25% increased damage to stun targets with 50%. So that's a huge nerf for PvP especially. Final Reckoning now lasts 10 seconds, was 9 seconds, and now causes your target to take 30% damage from your next holy power ability. So yeah, I remember the data mining on this one as well. So what happened with Final Reckoning is they made it, well, here, damage reduced by 4.5%. Basically, they're trying to make Final Reckoning more of the AoE choice, so that way the subsequent spenders on it are not as powerful, and the initial damage was more powerful, I believe, is how this works out. They're trying to make Final Reckoning essentially a AoE talent, and then Execution Sentence, since it's a choice node, the single target. And Execution Sentence was actually nerfed as well, I believe, from the data mining. This says was 10%, but I believe it was 25%, and now it's 20%. So unless it wasn't working correctly or something, Execution Sentence now causes 20% of damage you deal to be added. So according to this, it's a buff, but it might be a nerf based on what I was reading before. Crusading Strikes, this is X'd out, so probably removed. Empyrean Power now causes Crusading Strikes to have a 5% chance to make your next Divine Storm free. Divine Sword damage bonus reduced to 15%, was 25%. So what we have here is, pretty sweeping nerfs across the way there. Divine Arbiter with the physical presence got a buff, but most of the stuff is nerfs, just gutting of talents like the Vanguard of Justice talent. Not a fun day at all for Ret. Wake of Ashes, nerfed. Pretty much everything kind of nerfed. This might be expected just because I saw one person point this out. They said that they are not trying to they're basically trying to keep Ret where it is damage-wise, which sucks, by the way, because it's really bad for this patch, and maybe they'll buff it in 10.1. But yeah, it doesn't feel good to get a whole rework and still be complete shit. So I don't expect people to be happy about this, nor am I happy about pretty much any of this shit. Yeah, it's pretty dark when you think about the damage profile and stuff like that. Again, nothing has been happened to our defensives. We still have all of our defensive stuff. Nothing has happened to Sanctified Plates. I'm waiting for that to get nerfed like the day before it goes live, and then this whole rework is basically pointless. Still no major mobility addressed here. We have gained mobility during this rework with Unbound Freedom and the Judgment talent that gives you a slight movement speed increase, and taking Horse off cooldown. Those things all address movement. I don't necessarily think they solve it. The only thing we've kept so far is our defensive. So if they start gutting the defensives, then this rework is pretty much worthless. Yeah, and a lot of people are unhappy with some of this, the way it's going, because it started off just like in beta. It started off really good, and then they just keep gutting everything and killing it and making it worse in every single way. And I don't blame anybody for if they're unhappy about this, or if they don't want to sub to the game because of this. It's completely understandable, because this is terrible. Like they go about things in a good way, and then they do absolutely stupid shit to kind of ruin everything. And like I said, I'll still be happy if I keep all my defensives personally, because that allows me to play an aggressive style, and that's pretty much my only weakness is that I don't play aggressive enough. So that'll increase my damage alone personally. But yeah, this is very bit of a sad update here. Obviously tuning is tuning. They're not gonna. We were quite strong, right? I just, with some random build I made, I was like 15% stronger on PTR than I was on live. Do they really want to give us a 15% damage buff in the middle of a patch? Probably not. I don't know what these buffs or what these nerfs end up equaling out. Is it a 15% nerf? Is it a 10% nerf from the PTR? 5% nerf from the PTR. I don't know that, but the trend is going very badly with 2 weeks to go now until this, rework goes live. The trend is going that they're going to keep gutting our damage, getting rid of the interesting talents, not touching the mobility, and I guess we just sit and pray that they don't destroy our defensives as well that they are giving us. So we'll see. Definitely not a very positive update though. Stay tuned. I will be talking about the other things as well in a video, about all the other changes, which are actually really good for the game, as far as like 10.07 coming out. The 10.1 looks really, really good from what they've talked about so far. So like lots of good things for the game. This ret rework, I'm starting to go on the negative side on it personally. It's not trending in the correct direction, I would say. So sorry to dampen any moods here, but yeah, as always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel because it helps me out, and I'm not the one doing these nerfs. And as always, everybody have a good one.